Good morning, students. Let's welcome again to a new video, new chapter, that is quadratic equation. This is, I think, everyone's favorite. From class 6th onwards, you are doing equation, solving the equation. Okay. So now again the repeating. Okay. So first of all, today's chapter is quadratic equation. Before going to the quadratic equation, we will see. You all read about the linear equation. You all already read about the linear equation. Okay, linear equation means with one variable. How many times you already read? Just read for example, 4x plus 5 equals to 0, or 15x equals to 13. Like this you already read. Okay, so this is you read already the linear equation. Now the chapter is quadratic equation. We will read about the quadratic equation. What is the quadratic equations form? How to solve how to find out the value in this linear equation. How you are solving 4x equals to minus 5 and x equals to minus 5 by 4. Like this you are solving. Okay, so like this the value you are finding here, some ways to solve a quadratic equation. Okay, so some terms are there in quadratic equation. Today we will read about that. Okay, so now come to our first the definition. Okay, what is the definition? Says an equation with one variable in which largest power is always 2. See, now we read about the linear equation, that is 4x plus 5 equals to 0. If the highest power of x equals to 1, the degree is 1. But the form of the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c. See carefully, ax square plus bx plus c. Here the degree is 2. So the highest power is 2. This is also a polynomial whose degree is 2. So quadratic equation, not only this, the highest power is 2. You can say the degree is also 2. Any polynomial expression whose degree is 2. And another thing you can see that sequentially, here the power is 2, then 1, then 0. Okay, here x is 0, so which is equals to 1. Okay, so this is the form of the quadratic equation, where you have to see carefully this a, b, c. Okay, what is this a and b and c? This is very carefully you have to understand. What is this a and b and c? This a and b and c are the numerical coefficients, you can say, or the real numbers. It is very important. In ax square plus bx plus c, this a, b, c, these are the constants. You can say in our local language that is the constant, or they are the real numbers. Okay. Now the second term is here discriminant. Discriminant is just for the quadratic equation, which says about the parabolic representation of the quadratic equation. This is not in your concept, so that here whenever you will take this equation and you will put in a graph, it will come in a parabola, like this parabola or like this parabola. So according to this parabolic representation, this is called discriminant, which is equal to b square minus 4ac, and it is expressed as d. It is expressed as d. Okay, so if the quadratic equation contains only the square is unknown, for example, only the square is unknown, for example 4x square. Okay, so in this, if only the square part is unknown, then it is called a. For example, this is 4x square equals to 4 if it is given to you. 4x square equals to 4. So what is the unknown here? Only the x square part is unknown here. If the only quadratic equation part, this is the quadratic part because it is the highest power 2. So if this part is only unknown, then it is called a pure quadratic equation. I left here to write a pure. It is called as a pure quadratic equation. Always always remember, if in this term is available, if this bx term, let's change the color. If this bx term, if this bx term is just available, then it is called a quadratic equation. If it is not available, only ax square is unknown to us, then it is called as the pure quadratic equation. Now let's check with one example. Here one example is that to show whether x minus 1 into 3x plus 1, 3x minus 1x plus 1 is a quadratic equation or not. So first, by solving, we have to see it is whether coming in the form or not. Which form? Ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. Whether it is coming, then it is a quadratic equation. Otherwise, it is not a quadratic equation. Okay. So let's see. First of all, just to see this the x minus 4, 3x plus 1. You all know this x into 3x, x into 3x. Last minus 4 into 1 at the middle. Okay, this one's first, this one's last. That means 1 into x, and for this one's last, this one's first. That means minus 4 into 3x. I don't know, you all know it or not. This is the simplification, that is identification in class 8th, 7th you already read. Okay, so same way we will solve in right hand side also. 3x into x, 3x into x, last minus 1 into 2, minus 1 into 2 at the middle. This 3x with this one's first and this one's last, that is 3x into 2 plus this one's last, this one's first, means minus 1 into x. This is very familiar formula. Okay, so now convert it. This will come 3x square plus x minus 12x minus 4, and this side also come 3x square plus 6x minus x minus 2. Okay, now see 3x square both side cancel. Now it come how much? Minus 11x minus 4 is equal to 5x minus 2. Now come on the next, take the x one side, minus 11x minus 5x equals to minus 2 plus 4. So how the last came? That is minus 16x is equal to plus 2. Now see carefully. Is it a quadratic equation or a pure quadratic equation? That means whether is it in this form? No, it is not in this form, or it is not in ax square equals to c. It is not in a pure quadratic form or a quadratic form. So this is not at all a quadratic form. Okay, here the unknown part is x. Here the unknown part is what? X. Okay, so this is a linear equation. This becomes which equation? Linear equation. 2 by minus 16 equals to minus 1 by 8. Okay, so this is a linear equation. It is not a quadratic equation. Then now come to the next. What is the now we will find out what is the root. What is the root? First we have to understand what is this roots. This roots mean the value of x. The value of x. These roots mean the value of x. Okay, so here every quadratic equation gives two value of the unknown variable you will rename it. These values are called the equation. Means, see carefully students, ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. This is the quadratic equation. Here two value will come to you. Two value here will come to you, which is how by the discriminant we will see further. You will see every quadratic equation gives two values. We will just, you already did this one factorization also in class 8th. So there you are getting two values of x. Two values of x you will get. Okay. Because see very carefully, because here square part is there, so square root part will come, which have two values, 1 plus 1 minus value. Okay, so here actually two values will come, which is called the roots of the equation. This is the roots of the equation. Okay, so now come to next. When the discriminant part came, this is the two roots came, that is the discriminant part, which is b square minus 4ac. This will say the nature of the root. How the nature of the root? Like this. If b square minus 4ac equals to 0, then undoubtedly both the root are equal. Undoubtedly both the root are equal and real. Remember it. If b square minus 4ac, that is which is equals to d, equals to 0, then it will have two values of x which is equal and real. If it is greater than 0, then it is real but not equal. It is real but not equal. Unequal it will come. And if it is less than 0, then square root of minus, you already from the first lesson you already read, square root of minus of anything, it is an imaginary. Okay, so here also the root of minus which is less than 0 minus, so it is totally an imaginary. From the first lesson also already you know this one. Okay, so based on this we will check it out what the values are coming with some examples. So let's go for example. So see, here you got two questions. Okay, so we will say the nature of roots over here. Okay, so nature of roots is what? B square minus 4a, so we have to find out. Okay, for a you find out what is b. Ax square plus bx plus c. So this is the b part, means here 9 is the b part. Okay, so we will erase this one. This is not for our use now. Okay, so come to next. So when b square minus 4ac minus 9 square minus 4 into a is 7 and c is 2. So calculate it. 81 minus this is 56. Okay, so now what is the value? That is 25, and it is undoubtedly greater than 0. So what we read in the last, here we read this is real and unequal. So in this example, this number a, this is real and unequal. But the roots will come, this is real and unequal. Okay, now come to the next number. Here also b square minus 4ac, which is equals to 8 square minus 4 into 2 into 9, which is equals to 64 minus 72, which is equals to minus 8. See students, this is less than 0. So this is clearly telling that the values what will come, that is imaginary. Okay, okay, the values what will come, just we will come, just calculate, that is the imaginary value. Got it? This is the nature. If it will ask you to calculate, to see the nature of the roots, then you will calculate like this by taking b square minus 4ac. Now go for next example. Here it is some unknown is given, that is the find the value of m, but here one condition is given to you. You have to see carefully that the following equations has equal roots. What is the meaning of equal roots? The meaning of equal roots is b square minus 4ac equals to 0, because this you already read here. See here, roots are real and equal, where b square minus 4ac is 0. So what we will take? B square minus 4ac equals to 0. So take the b. What is b? 5 plus m whole square. 5 plus m whole square, minus square it will come automatically, here minus is there, so minus automatically square will come plus, so we will take 5 plus m square minus 4 into a is m minus 2, c is 16, which is equals to 0. Now solve it. 25 plus m square plus 10m minus 64m plus 128 equals to 0. Now come the next step. M square minus 54m plus 153 equals to 0. Just we solve this. Okay, and we added with 128. Okay, now again you know factorization of this. What is that? Never take this sign, students. Whenever you are factorize, it will come behind your answer. Never take this sign. when you are solving. Just a simple 1 into 153, that is equals to 153, and at the middle it is 54. Only factorize this 54. Take these steps. Never take this minus. This minus will run behind you. Okay, behind your solution. Okay, so this is 54. Okay, so this is plus. Always here take one in factorization. I will, when we will in our next class we will read the factorization, then I will say you some tips. Remember the tips which will help you very nicely. It will helpful if you will write the tips whatever I am just telling in my video. It will helpful to you when you will go for solving the problem. Okay, so now come here. So this we will minus, that is 54. Factorize it. It will come 51 and 3, which will multiply will come 153, and will addition will come 50. Okay, now in place of 54 write 51 plus 3. Okay, so m square minus 51 plus 3 m plus 153. Now open this bracket. You all know very nicely what will come. M square minus 51m minus 3m plus 153 equals to 0. Now solve this. We will erase some part so that it will helpful to watch. We give the space, that's it. Okay students, so now we will just grouping, just a factorization by using the grouping. Solve it. Just take the 2. What is the common here? M. So it will come m minus 51. Here it will come 3. Okay. So here see here. This is not plus 3m, this is minus 3m, because this plus and minus 3m. Okay. So this is minus 3 common. So m minus 51. Okay, equals to 0. Now what two factors came? M minus 51 now common. So rest m minus 3 equals to 0. So when the product of two number is 0, okay, either m minus 51 equals to 0 or m minus 3 equals to 0. So now solve for two answers. That is m minus 51. M minus 51. Let's change the color. Equals to 0. That is m minus 51 equals to 0 and m equals to 51. Now m minus 3 equals to 0. So m equals to 3. So how much value came? M equals to 51 and 3. So m has two values, that is m equals to 51 and 3. This is your answer. When any unknown is there, just see the condition. Never forget to know the conditions what is given to you. It is very important for you. So like this you can check it out, and the unknown, and you can check the nature of the roots, what we already read, and you all read what is the discriminant. And in the next class we will read how we will solve by factorization and by using the formula. And thank you all for watching my video.